The top 10 things that your real estate agent probably isn't telling you when they put your house on the market. They either don't know, don't care, or don't want to disclose to you. So by the end of this video, I think you're going to look at your transaction a little bit different. You might make different decisions, but at a minimum, you're going to be very well prepared when you put your house on the market. These are the top 10 things, and in no particular order. Let's get right into it. Your house is probably one of the biggest assets you have. Most sellers never hear these things from their agent, either because the agent isn't experienced or because being honest costs the agent money and they just don't want to tell you. So I'm going to pull back the curtain today and give you the unfiltered raw truths. I'm going to give you the stuff your agent won't. So when you walk into that listing appointment, you're going to know exactly what to ask, what to negotiate, and also, really importantly, what to watch out for. Let's jump right into the list. First off, number one, take credits off the purchase price. If you're giving the buyer a credit, like repairs, termite, whatever, take it off the price, not off closing costs. Your commissions, title, fees, excise tax here in Washington, that's a real number, it's a big percentage, all get recalculated off of a lower price. So you're going to trim your capital gains exposure as well by doing this. It could save you as much as 8% when you add the commissions and all the taxes together, okay? Your agent won't push this because their commission drops at the price. But if you fight for it and you do it early before the lender locks in with the buyer, you're going to be in a much better spot. So keep that in mind. Now, if you're a buyer, this would be the exact opposite. You'd want credits to do a rate buy down and get your monthly payment lower instead of money off the house. $10,000 off the house. It's only about $90 a month, but $10,000 could get you a much lower rate, saving you several $100s a month doing a rate buy down. So keep that in mind. If you're a seller, you want to get dollars off the house, not negotiate closing cost credits. If you're a buyer, you want the reverse of that. Number two, all commissions are negotiable before you sign. I want to make this very clear. Agents offer different packages, different services, and have different experience levels. So of course, they charge different rates. You have to look at what you're getting. You can't just look at what is the agent going to charge you. You have to ask, what am I getting for it? Am I getting a rookie that's going to learn on my dime? Or am I getting someone that's got a proven process that knows how to market, position my house, and of course, price it right, and ultimately get it sold, and that has a track record of getting it sold. But the big mistake that people make is they sign first and then they negotiate later. Once you sign the listing or buyer agent agreement, it is a binding agreement and you're under contract. You can't go back and renegotiate that. So you can structure it however you want. It could be a flat fee. It could be bonuses for hitting a certain price, bonuses for hitting a timeline. I've had clients do that before. They say, hey, Mike, if you sell my house in the first 30 days, I want to give you a $10,000 bonus. Awesome. We just write that into the contract. And I'm massively incentivized, of course, to get your home sold as fast as possible. But whatever you agree to, put it in writing before you sign. After the offer comes in is far too late. Keep in mind, like I said, you get what you pay for. Just like hiring an attorney, the newer agent, which would be like the associate in the attorney world, they don't have a proven track record or the experience. And so they're going to charge less, but they could potentially cost you tens of thousands of dollars by learning on your dime. And like I said earlier, for most people, their house is their most valuable asset. Do you want to trust somebody that's inexperienced or doesn't have a proven track record or process for getting homes sold and possibly pay them a little bit less, but maybe cost you a lot more at the end of the day? Next up, number three, neighborhood expert is not the same as experienced. I don't know why, but in real estate, a lot of agents like to brand themselves as neighborhood particular experts. And I have to tell you, it's a huge line of BS. This has driven me nuts since I've been in real estate. There is no such thing as a neighborhood expert. People either know the market and have a proven process for selling houses, or they don't. It's not unique to one particular neighborhood, okay? I just lost a listing this last week to an agent who lives in a neighborhood, but they've never sold a single house, right? Like it's literally like the first house they've ever listed. And so that seller is taking a huge risk, a huge gamble on listing their home with this person who just happens to live in this neighborhood because they think they know the neighborhood better. Well, your buyer for your house doesn't live in your neighborhood more than likely. It's very small chances that that's the case. Your buyer for your home is out there somewhere, and it's the listing agent's job to expose your house to the masses of people to get in front of qualified buyers who are looking for a home like that, whether they're in your neighborhood, in your city, in your state, or even across the country. That agent and their marketing process is going to find that person and put your house in front of them. Your neighborhood knows the neighborhood too. What you actually need is an agent who knows the contracts forward and backwards, who knows marketing inside and out, who understands how to hold the line of negotiation, and who gets you top dollar for your house. It's experience over proximity. In Snohomish County, we have something like 19 different cities. And while I know a lot about each one of these cities, I'm by no means a neighborhood expert in every single neighborhood within Snohomish County. There's neighborhoods I know very well. I've sold houses in every one of these cities, but ultimately my marketing process, my pricing experience, and the way that I do things, my track record works in any submarket. It's not unique to one neighborhood. And so you got to get past this. It's a marketing ploy agents have used for years. It just is not truth. Okay. That gets me to number 4. Good agents don't want to be first in with a difficult seller. Just a little story for you. I took a listing that I really wanted. The sellers were overpriced. 4 months, 30 open houses later, 150 people through those open houses. They canceled it and they relisted it with my competition under contract in a week at the price I originally recommended. How frustrating is that? I told them list your house way lower. They didn't listen. They listed higher and it sat, right? You can't outmarket the wrong price. I tell people that all the time. I'm going to say it again, you can't outmarket the wrong price. You have to get the pricing and the positioning correct. And unfortunately, sometimes sellers have to experience the pain of having their house sit in the market before they will listen. And in this case, they listened the second time around. They wouldn't listen the first time. That's why experienced agents hesitate on listing with unrealistic sellers. They simply won't take the listing. Like I will do this all the time. I'll go to somebody's house, and if I don't feel like this person is truly going to listen, what I'm going to tell them to do, either to the house or on how to position it or how to price it, like they're just totally uncoachable, I simply will not work with that person. I will not follow up with them, or I'll just tell them we're not a good fit and I'll call it a day right then and there and go work with someone who actually is a better fit for my business and is motivated to actually get their house sold. So what is the fix? We'll walk in with plan A and plan B. This would be price, terms, all of those details, right? Like if you're going to have to list it higher, then let's go ahead and have a really hard conversation about where the market is really at from my perspective. And let's go ahead and agree that if we don't get a certain amount of showings in that first week or two, we're going to drop the price down to the price I told you it needs to be at. And I don't want to wait 30 days for this to happen. I want to, within the first week or two, adjust the price to the feedback the market is telling us. The market is always sending a message. The agent is the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger, but listen to what the market is telling you. You have to be listening and paying attention to it. Number 5, marketing doesn't sell your house. Price and condition do. Pretty pictures and graphics are not the solution. We spend more on marketing than almost anyone in our area. Like we've literally spent over $1.5 million on marketing our listings in the last 9 years. And I still can't sell overpriced houses that are just not in the right pricing bracket. Like if someone has priced a home wrong, no amount of marketing is going to fix that solution or fix that problem. The solution is the price. The two things that sell a home are presentation and price. Marketing simply amplifies those. Presentation is how does your house look when people go into it? Everything from the staging to the condition it is in, to where the furniture is at, to how cluttered it is, to how many personal items are in there. All of those details matter. And then, of course, how does it price compared to all of the active competition? You have to remember that buyers shop by comparison. They're going to go look at your house and then every other house that's in that same area that's within that same price range, and they're going to make an offer on the one that feels like the best value to them. Okay, so marketing amplifies position and presentation and price. It doesn't replace them. You have to remember that, and you can't outmarket the wrong price. It's going to keep saying that to you because it's so important. Number 6, inexperienced agents cost you a lot of money, and they won't say so. And this is just a hard truth in real estate. If you're a new agent, I'm sorry, but this is just truth. Newer agents rarely walk in and say, I've never done this before. They simply won't, but it will be obvious to you. When an offer comes in, the other side is looking up your agent's track record. As agents, we can look up any agent at any time and see how many homes they've sold last year, last month, this year. And if we see inexperience, we will always push harder. I promise you, every experienced agent does this. Your representation directly affects what you walk away with. It is huge. The reputation of that agent within the market is very, very important into how people are going to approach offering on your listing. If your agent is soft or inexperienced or has a weak reputation, you can expect they're going to get pushed around. But if the market and the other agents know this person is fair, but firm and a fighter, you bet that they're going to come in with a much sharper offer, okay? Reputation and track record matter. Like I said, agents look up other agents when they're negotiating, and they want to see exactly who they're going to be working with. Number 7, most agents do not give honest feedback. They either don't want to hurt your feelings, or they're not following up with buyers to get real feedback. Feedback is a gift. I don't understand why agents don't follow up and try to get feedback from every single person that shows the house. It's super important though. You want to give your agent permission to tell you the hard stuff and be a truth teller. And you want to set that expectation up front. Every showing, every open house, you want the feedback. Without it, you can't adjust. Don't take it personally. If someone says they don't like something about your house, just accept that as constructive feedback and then move on. And you don't have to change anything if you just get one person saying one thing about your house. But when you start seeing the same thing being said, like, hey, this floor plan is really weird. This paint color, it makes it hard to visualize living here. The house is very cluttered. It's overpriced. When you see like the same thing showing up in all of the feedback, that's when you know you've got a problem that you need to adjust and pivot on, okay? I don't get why agents don't do this. Our team chases feedback down on every single showing, every open house, every agent preview, and we track it all and we send it to our active sellers every Wednesday in a beautiful report. We show them how many showings did they have and what was the feedback that we got from this agent on all the showings. We get feedback at least 50 or 60% of the time where an agent will respond and tell us what they thought about the house. Number 8, you need to ask what the buyer to seller ratio is for that agent. Listing and buyer representation are totally different skill sets. Photography, relationships, staging, pricing, strategy, positioning, it all matters on the listing side. These are all things you don't really think about on the buyer side. So ask any agent you're interviewing for a list of homes they've actually listed. Pull them up online, look at the photos, read the description. That's your answer. Look at the details. How does the photography look? Does it look like it was shot with an iPhone, or does it look like professional level real estate photography? How does the presentation of the homes look? Do they look cluttered, or do they look like staging had occurred in every single room and optimized? Do the rooms look empty? Like, is there nothing in there? Or do you see virtual staging or actual furniture in those rooms? These things really do matter. Do you see a floor plan in the listing? People want to see a floor plan. You want someone that specializes in listings, and it's a totally different skill set. So ask for other homes that they've listed and really look at the details. If they are a listing heavy agent, they're going to have no problems sharing this with you. They don't have to just work with sellers, but about half their business or more should be listings before you decide to list with them. If not, you are gambling, you're taking a chance that the agent you're going to work with has the skills and the process and the capability to actually get your home sold in the market for top dollar. Number 9, agents are not trained designers. There's no staging school in real estate licensing. Some agents are good at this, some are not, but you got to validate yourself. Go look at their past listing photos. Like I said, is there a plunger near the toilet? Is the toilet seat up? Is there cars in the driveway? Beds unmade? This tells you everything. When I say staging, I don't just mean furniture in the house, right? I mean, how is the overall presentation of the entire listing? All these details matter, and this is all about the presentation, okay? But great agents bring in professional stagers because their job is selling the house. It's not decorating it. Look at past photos to tell the truth of what they're actually doing with their listing. So they're just throwing on the market and it looks half-assed and cluttered, or does it look like everything was thoughtfully put together and not rushed? Number 10, I want to give you the truth about open houses. The honest answer is most agents don't love open houses and they don't sell the actual house. So the only reason that agents typically do open houses is to get more buyers. They're hoping to get a buyer that walks into that open house, doesn't have an agent, boom, all of a sudden they're out there showing this person other houses. It's very rare a buyer walks into an open house and offers on that home. We have to think about serious buyers. Serious buyers have buyer agents, and they're going on private home tours on their schedule, not just randomly popping into an open house and saying, hey, I'll buy this house. That's just not the way it works. Open houses mattered more 25, 30 years ago when there was not the internet, when people couldn't see all the details of the house without popping by in person to see what the house looked like and experiencing it. But now you can get the full experience online, and that has changed the game, okay? So open houses are not going to sell your house. I still like doing open houses the first weekend that I list a house. And the reason I do it the first weekend is in case a buyer has their agent out of town, that agent can still send that buyer to our open house. They can see the property, and then the agent can write an offer for them. So that's why I do them and where I do them. I don't do them every weekend. They just simply don't sell the property. So what this means for buyers too, a lot of this applies on the buy side. Commissions are negotiable before you sign the buyer agreement there as well. Again, be careful and know what you're getting. Like, what are the services this agent's going to provide for you? And what is their track record of success with working with other buyers? Just like we're asking with the sellers, have they worked with other buyers in your price range and your location? And do they have a proven process to help you get from where you're at to ultimately the success and the goal you have of buying a house and living in it? Your agent's experience shows up when they're negotiating against a seasoned listing agent. And if you're an unrepresented buyer walking into open houses right now, you have to understand what you're giving up by doing that, okay? So before you sign a listing agreement, interview at least 2 to 3 agents. A second or third opinion changes your whole perspective. Be very cautious about the agent that tells you the highest number possible. Like if that number seems unrealistic to you, you need to be cautious, because that is called buying the listing in real estate. That means the agent is telling you, hey, I think we can sell your house for this number, and they know that they can't, and they're going to just get price reductions later once they've got the signed listing. This happens all the time in real estate. They put out a number the seller would love to be true. They list it at that number, and then they know they're going to do price reductions. It's totally unethical, in my opinion, and we never operate like that. I would rather have a very hard conversation with you as a seller about what your home is actually worth and why it's worth that number than list it at an artificially high price and have to chase the market later. We have one chance to put your home on the market at the right price. We got to get it right out of the gates, okay? You got to ask for their listing portfolio as well. Ask for specific listings they brought to the market. Look at the photos, the description, the presentation. And then, of course, negotiate commission and structure before you sign. Write it all into the agreement. And again, realize that every agent charges different amounts. There's no set amount in real estate. A lot of people think it's just 3% or 6% for a whole transaction. And that could be true in some cases, but some agents may charge less and some may charge more depending on what they offer, like what are their services, what is included, and then what is their experience level. Experienced agents who are in demand will charge more. Just know that, and know that that person's experience is going to pay off when they're representing you. You should always be cautious of the agent that you out negotiate, because that agent is going to be negotiating on your behalf when you decide to offer on a home or if you get an offer on your listing. If you are a better negotiator than your agent, that could be a big problem for you. Next, make sure that you build plan A and plan B, your price, your terms, and a 30-day trigger or faster if the market says otherwise. I like to look at two things within the first week of a home coming on the market. How many showings did I get? And then what is the showing to offer ratio in this price range? How close are we? That just simply means in the market, if I pull up the stats, how many showings need to happen before an offer is likely to come in? It could be 10, it could be 12, but I want to make sure I know that. If the average showings are below, like say 3 or 4 in that area, and we're getting 5 or 6 showings, I know that I'm pretty good on price. But if I get past the average showings with no offer, that could be problematic. That tells me that people are coming out there, they like what they see online. There's a mismatch between what they saw online and what they're experiencing in person. So they're not seeing the value. That's a big problem. That's when you have to adjust price. The other one is just if you're not getting the showings. If people are looking at online and they're not feeling enticed to come look at it in person, you either have a presentation issue, which would be like your photography and your staging, or you have a pricing problem. So look at it from that. And then, of course, set the feedback expectation up front with your agent. Every showing, every open house, no exceptions. You don't have to have like same day feedback sent to you. Like we like to organize it into a weekly report, and that's totally fine. But before you interview a single agent, grab my $7 strategy and style guide for selling a house, paint colors, questions to ask the agent, a staging checklist, a home inspection checklist, lighting, flooring picks, all those details. It's everything I'd hand a seller on day one. The link is down below, and it's only $7, like I said. I am Mike Novak with the Novak Real Estate Team. My wife, Rachel, and I have helped over 1,600 families right here in Snohomish County make a move in the last 9 years. If you're thinking about making a move, schedule time to chat via the link below. There's a form you can fill out. Tell us about your situation. Rachel or I will review it. If we think we're a good fit to work with you or one of the agents on our team, we will reach out to you. See you next week on the next video.